Do we want to have an opening line? Hello, Internet.
I guess.
Hello, Internet. We are here with some of the Cinema Joe folk. This is Kayla, I'm Casey. We just saw Captain America the other day, so we're here to talk about it. Beware, there are plenty of spoilers in here, so you want to watch it after the movie has come out, after you've seen this movie.
Yeah, it's already out.
It's already out in most countries. So what were your impressions?
I thought it was a great movie.
Would you say it's the best Marvel movie ever?
No, but
What do you think was great about it?
it was a really good story.
And it was pretty solid story.
It was a pretty solid story.
Yeah, it wasn't like back and forth like some of the Marvel movies in the past have been.
It's got enough intrigue.
Oh, that was my favorite part. My favorite part of this movie was the almost philosophy behind it. You know, like the freedom versus control aspect. I love that.
Yeah, but that's been done to death.
It's been done, but never by a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been like by more meaningful pictures. Superhero movies are not known for their messages, but Captain America really, fought for freedom. And do you know that Ben Franklin quote, where it's like a society can have either protection or freedom, but if they try for both, they will lose both.
No.
Something like that.
No.
It comes up a lot in like the discussions over the NSA and stuff. Where people are like, listen, we want freedom, but we also want protection from terrorism. We can't have both.
Well, yeah.
And I think this movie really took that idea and did beautiful things with it.
Well, I'll leave it to the Nazis to come back and do it.
Mm.
I thought that was a little crazy. I mean, they don't know that Hydra infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. They freaking saved Zola. That's their own fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was a brilliant scientist, and we were like, yeah, come on, build stuff for us.
Yes, let's put him in a computer because that
I don't think that was S.H.I.E.L.D. like sponsored. I think Zola tricked them.
Yeah, but putting a person in technology when they're an evil little troll is never a good idea.
Right, but it wasn't their idea. It was Zola's. S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't have anything to do with that. I think.
You think? You're not sure.
Probably the Hydra people did, but the higher up said, the non-Hydra people in S.H.I.E.L.D. probably didn't know. Yeah, it's definitely one of the better, critically better movies of Marvel's made. Story's solid. Characters don't have too much depth, but the message is pretty deep.
They got more depth than Thor.
That's true. It's not hard to be deeper than Thor. Someone makes a joke about that in the Marvel Universe. Is it Loki always talking about that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Probably.
But speaking about characters, you fell in love with Sam, or Falcon.
Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson is great. Because he's an actual person.
He's like that scene where he's fighting
Rumlow. He's
Rumlow.
fighting Rumlow, and Rumlow's going, oh, there's going to be pain. Are you ready for pain? And Sam just looks at him and he's like,
dude, shut up.
Fuck up.
Just fight me already.
Just shut up. And then when Bucky rips the steering wheel out, he's just like, shit! It's no snappy comeback or anything. It's just literally...
Just the usual dude. Like,
shit!
He's your ex-military guy, your everyday ex-military guy.
I mean, like, what? Hawkeye is technically all human.
Yeah.
Nothing...
Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah, they're human, but they are not regular people.
Well, it's not... I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. They both have the attitudes and personas where they, like, stand above the rest. Actually, you know what? Having said that, I'm surprised Hawkeye wasn't present. Maybe they just couldn't get Jeremy Renner.
Or maybe they didn't want to get him confused with Falcon. Hawkeye.
Yeah, but they didn't have to bring Falcon in.
Well, guess they did. It's necessary.
He was awesome. I've read some places on the internet that he was, that a lot of people were, like, concerned that he was just Captain America's sidekick. Like, he didn't have his own...
No, he wasn't. I mean,
he had a couple lines where he's like...
I mean, he was a little sidekicky in like towards the end where he's saying, "Oh, you're gonna go look for Bucky," and
I'll come with you.
Steve's like, "No," Steve's like, "You don't have to come with me," and he's like, "I know."
When
we start.
leave. And there's another one earlier on where.
But I think that's something that you can really tie back to the issue of soldiers come home and they don't know what to do with themselves.
That's true.
You see that in BBC Sherlock. You see that in first-hand accounts.
And that was another development I really enjoyed with this movie. You know, it had that element of humanity.
I think
so
the thing about
down to earth, whereas the other movies are just like, especially, I mean, Thor, he's a god, he's an alien, so that's not
Thor.
fair. But movies like,
I mean, you do have Tony
Iron
Stark
Man
dealing
is-
with PTSD though.
yeah, that was cool. I think Iron Man 3 had a lot of problems, but that was
we're
cool.
not- Yeah, but the thing is though, you have Steve dealing with the fact that he's in a country that is at war. But there's no clear enemy. There are no Nazis. There's no Hitler. It's not. There's no country invading one country, and
That was done beautifully too.
That was
in the very beginning where Steve's talking to Nick about the deception and subterfuge. It's just so foreign to Steve. But
yeah. But the thing is, and then Nick counters and says, "I read some of the stuff you guys did," and Steve says it was necessary. He can justify it because there was a tangible enemy. There's no tangible enemy now. There are people lurking, people who are possible terrorists, and he can't.
There's no clear enemy.
Yeah, there's
exactly.
no clear
Steve's
enemy.
not used to that yet, but he'll adapt, and it'll be exciting to see his character development. Because he's one of those characters that I'm really looking forward
He's
to
only
his
got
arc.
3 more movies.
Yeah,
7.
well, they'll do what they do. Marvel knows their game. They know their stories. But I just thought there was a moment when I thought Captain America would take over S.H.I.E.L.D. and start directing S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, for a second I thought Rumlow, before I found out that he was Hydra, I thought he was going to start, like, saying, "What do we do now?" And Steve was going to be like, "What are you talking about?" Rumlow's like, "You're head of S.H.I.E.L.D. now." I almost thought that was going to happen.
Oh, in the very beginning after
Yeah.
Nick died?
Died.
But the line when Nick says, "I guess you're giving the orders now, Captain," something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was like passing the torch.
Yeah.
Because I do believe, I could be way off. I'm not a huge comic. I'm sorry, Internet. Feel free to kill me. I do believe Captain America was head of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a bit.
Don't look at me. Don't.
Let's go. Let's carry on. What did you think of Black Widow's character? She has a lot more screen time now.
She had a lot more emotion.
Yeah, you start to learn more about her character, but in a good way, or?
No, that's the thing. You don't learn more about her character.
Well, you don't learn about her past.
No, you think you learn more about her, but it's an illusion. You still know nothing about her.
I might be biased because I do love Scarlet.
You still don't know anything about her, though. That's the problem.
But I think that's the whole. That is Black Widow. That is her character. I think she was a nice counterpart to Steve. And there's a scene in the mall where they're trying to get away from the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, and Steve's giving all these very military orders, like you make a distraction, I'll take him out, blah 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 blah. And then the Black Widow says, just put your arm around me, and they just walk past the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Like that show, it's a great counterpart. She's the master of subterfuge, while he's the master of, old-fashioned combat. That's a cool little foil.
Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky.
Bucky.
Big spoiler if you don't know anything about
I
the
already
Winter
said
Soldier.
Bucky before, though.
Oh, did we? Wow,
Yeah.
I told you in the beginning there were spoilers.
Bucky.
Yeah, what did you think of Winter Soldier?
Well, I knew it was Bucky before I saw it.
Right. But as a villain, what did you think?
Well, you think from the way that he's acting, and especially with that meeting with Pierce, you think he's going to have this big evil plan.
You think he's the mastermind? In other
Yeah.
words? Yeah.
What, he fucking shows up in Pierce's house like he owns the place. But no, he's just a robot. Like a blank assassin that they send out to kill people.
Yeah, at first, when he first showed up, I thought that was an awesome reveal when he was standing in front of the car, of Nick's car, and he just blows the shit up.
He certainly knows how to present himself.
Yeah, but then you're right. Just like in Bane, where Bane starts Yeah.
That was worse, though.
It was much worse.
That
it was much worse. But similar.
Because
down
Bucky never honestly portrayed himself as being the one in charge. That was all just appearance.
Yeah, you're right.
Bane acted like he was in charge, and it turns out he was just some sissy.
Well, in the comics, Bucky or the Winter Soldier is portrayed exactly that way, where it's like he's a tool used by I believe it's the KGB in the comics. Again, don't read them.
Well, he was in Russia. We know that. The first line he ever says is in Russian.
Is in Russian, yeah.
And his file is from.
And that's how
Scarlet knows.
Scarlet knows her. Black Widow knows him.
She also called in a favor from Kiev to get his file. So Zola's all over the place. Because we know Zola started the experimentation on him.
We do know that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably how he survived the fall. Then they got back to him. And now he doesn't know who he is.
Mystery. Can we talk about for a minute how, like, everyone died? Except for the heroes?
What do you mean?
All the council's dead. Except maybe the woman.
Oh,
We don't know what happened to the woman, because Scarlet...
Yeah, we don't... She's probably fine.
She's probably fine. But everyone else, dead. Not a single... No one even looked twice.
Well, Pierce killed them. It's not like they weren't technical accidental casualties.
Right.
Pierce killed them.
Right, but I like when deaths in movies have weight. Especially
you know how many people probably died as they destroyed various parts of the city? That's
an interesting bit. This movie probably had the least property damage that wasn't owned by the company that did the damage. Except for Nick Fury's car, a couple of the other cars that were like...
nothing
and the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters.
Nothing tops the damage
in Avengers.
Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that drill that just...
No, yeah, Superman was the worst. Avengers is second.
He's throwing Zod through buildings.
What about the giant crater at the end of that combat?
What?
And then the Superman... the combat with Superman versus Zod.
All of it. I'm just saying
all of wherever they were was destroyed.
The world should still be in shambles from that.
Somewhere, I'll try to find it and I'll link it.
I know, it's how many dollars in profit.
Yeah, in all those movies and the lists.
Do they have Superman?
I think so.
Because that is really bad.
I'll try to find it.
I try not to think about all the people that die or get injured because then I can't enjoy the movie.
Well, obviously it's a fictional world too. I mean,
still.
I know. So, well, let's finish out this discussion with
Easter eggs.
Well, no, I want to finish on not even that yet. The Winter Soldier had his own arc, which I thought was cool. All right, anyway, we can go on. So go ahead. Some you love. We're gonna talk about some of the Easter eggs in the movie. By the way, if you haven't seen it yet,
why would they be watching this?
If you haven't seen it
why
yet,
would they be watching it this far in?
Yeah. There are two scenes in the end. So
two after credit scenes.
Two after credit scenes. Thank you. And both of them are pretty good. They're not like the shawarma scene in Avengers 2 or Avengers 1.
No, the second one had as little action as the shawarma scene.
Ah, but it
had purpose.
Right. It had purpose. It leads into the next installment. I'm thinking.
So
Easter eggs. So, what was your favorite?
Well, I mean, I just love the fact that Loki's staff is back.
Loki's staff is back. We don't know where they got it from. We don't know what it's going to do.
Here's the thing. Disappears during the fight in New York. S.H.I.E.L.D/Hydra finds it. And then they give it to this guy who appears has been working both sides. Or working whoever has the most money.
Von Strucker?
Whoever was the guy with the twins.
Yeah, his name is Von Strucker or something like that.
It sounds like he's been playing whoever he feels like.
I think he's...
So he's probably working with Hydra, but now Hydra's a bit in shambles.
No, he's definitely Hydra.
No, he's not.
He's definitely... I just know that character.
Yeah, but didn't you hear what he was saying?
No. Maybe?
I got the impression that he was saying it didn't really matter if Hydra was in shambles. He would just do what he wanted, what he was going to keep doing.
Right. Furthering the goal of Hydra. He's saying. Sure? I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. Okay. He's saying how the Hydra they knew about, is in shambles, but we have plenty more.
Well, he was saying he had his own experiments.
Yeah.
Which leads us to
the twins.
The twins.
Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Don't talk like that.
Oh, okay. So if you guys aren't familiar with, if you guys aren't following the news, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch are actually X-Men characters. They're actually Magneto's children.
Who got it on with Magneto?
I don't know, but they're his children.
I thought they weren't wearing any jewelry when that consummation happened.
Yeah, I was thinking. Or had any.
Or maybe that's how it happened.
Ooh, weird.
Surprise!
Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. It's going to be really interesting to see. They're going to be in the Avengers. It's confirmed.
Along with Ultron.
Along with Ultron, and Von Strucker's going to be in Avengers too. Okay. What were we saying?
The twins.
The twins confirmed for Avengers 2.
But how are they going to be affiliated with?
That's what I'm excited to see. Like, they're technically mutants, so I'm excited to see
They're
how their
also
origin
technically
is.
owned by another company.
Well, no. Mutants is technically owned by another company, by Fox. So
it's
how they get around
insinuated,
that?
though, that they were experimented on, and
Yes.
that's how they got.
But and I'm excited to see how
does
that
that
happens.
mean they're getting rid of their origins completely, as the comic book world knows them?
Probably changing them. But that's the thing. Quicksilver's going to be in Days of Future Past as well, so he's going to be in 2 movies. Different actor, different backstory. But the characters in both.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they find 2 more Marvel people to bring in?
Well, they are technically Marvel, but just,
You know what I mean.
but Disney does not own them.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Anyway, if you didn't catch it yet, Doctor Strange. There was a reference to Doctor Strange. What was his real name?
Stephen Strange.
Stephen Strange. In the scene where Sitwell is being interrogated.
He's listing all the people that have been watched. You get Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, a 13-year-old valedictorian.
Which I really can't wait to find out who that is.
Sounds like a mutant.
If you guys know, let me know.
And Stephen Strange.
Hey, I wonder if there was a Hank Pym on that list for Ant-Man. Or any
I don't
Ant-Man
remember
reference.
that.
Again, if you haven't seen it yet, listen around that scene. You'll find out some secrets we probably
And
missed.
the final Easter egg. Bucky and the Shield.
I'll post a photo right here if you can't see it.
There is a part where Bucky has Steve's shield, and he's holding it like he knows how to use it. And if you know the comics, Bucky takes over for Captain America. Which I guess means he regains his memories.
Yeah, the way it works,
You don't have to
spoilers,
go into that.
just very briefly, the way it works is he feels guilty for his 50 years of assassinations. So
Even though it wasn't his fault.
Well, he was brainwashed. But yeah, he
But
feels
it's not
guilty.
his fault.
He feels guilty, so he's trying to, atone for his sins. So he takes up the mantle of Captain America for a bit.
With his metal arm.
With his metal arm and his shield.
Did he lose that arm from the train?
I think so.
Is it believed that he has some of the super soldier serum in him?
No,
It's just the arm.
it's just the arm. And he's a good fighter.
But yeah.
I mean, the other guy that Captain America fights in the very beginning of the movie,
That's wrong.
he didn't have any
That
serum.
was stupid.
But they fought pretty toe
That
to
was
toe.
pointless.
And if he has a bionic arm, he's more than a match for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and while we're on the topic of Bucky taking over as Captain America, it is Chris Evans only has 2 more pictures.
3. He's got
3 more pictures.
He's got Avengers 2, Captain America 3, and Avengers 3.
Yeah, 3 more pictures that he signed up for. The guy who plays Winter Soldier
Sebastian Stan.
has 7 more pictures. So it's really likely that will be the case. If Chris Evans doesn't continue, doesn't re-sign on, then it's pretty obvious.
I'm
what's
still
gonna
waiting
happen.
for my Hulk movie. That man has 9 movies.
Was it 9? I thought it was 6.
Well, he's got an
Mark
obnoxious number that leads me to believe that I should have a Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo.
Well, Stark, interestingly enough, only has 2 more.
Well, he's the most marketable.
I'm really, really interested in what they're going to do for Iron Man. I hope. Well, the nerd in me hopes.
Off topic.
I suppose so, but I want to say it anyway. The nerd in me hopes that War Machine takes over, that Rhodes takes over as the lead Iron Man. But the person who's not that big a fan of him doesn't really want to see that happen. I loved War Machine when I was growing up. He was my favorite. I loved him more than Iron Man. But I don't like him as much in the films.
I don't think they really give you an opportunity.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. They don't give him a chance with the scripts.
He's a sidekick.
He is a sidekick.
They've sidekicked.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for sticking around for our discussion of the Winter Soldier. We will be doing Game of Thrones reviews starting probably as soon as this video is put up on YouTube. So check back for those, and then all the other superhero movies we'll be checking in with. So take care, Internet.